What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Team Solemn Circus live duel. Today on the left side here, we have Sharks, a water-focused deck that wants to be summoning out some big XYZ monsters, as well as like some crazy boards with that full armored package. And on the right side here, we have Super Heavy Samurai, Swordsoul, a deck that has two synchro-based strategies put together. We are going to be seeing the Shrek deck going first here, but before we dive in, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We're on the road to 10K here. Check out before the end of the year. We do see a Foolish, which is sending one of the right-hand Sharks or whatever. And then that's going to be able to summon itself out because we don't roll any monsters, which is going to be a level 4 extender, which is pretty nice. And then we also have the Abyss Shark, which can summon itself out as well. Probably the only expensive card in the deck. We then can XYZ into a copy of the number 4 Stealth Kragan, which is going to be a nice little floating extender. And then that's going to be passing turn here. So this is going to be able to destroy a water-type monster on the field, which is going to be everything because it turns everything into waters, inflicting damage. And then also when it's destroyed, they're going to be able to summon out 2 of the spawns. We see Ecclesia special summoned out, then we're going to normal summon Moe, activating the effect here, and they are thinking they're going to read the Ecclesia. We'll be able to tag out and swap into something else, like a Moe perhaps. But we might see. I mean, it's just a tuner on the field as well, so like I feel like we just can wait. We can afford to wait here. And they're gonna summon out a token, but if we just pop the Moye, then what? Ecclesia summon out another Moye. So we're gonna see the Kragan activate its effects. I mean, I suppose they could actually pop Moye, and then we could see Ecclesia go for like a Taya. Taya summon out another token, and then they can just synchro away. Just gonna pop the token here, okay. And that makes sense that they can't just go, but they can just synchro away as well with Ecclesia. But that makes them not have the like the big token or the big boards here. We will get a draw as well, but you know it will prevent them from getting the Taya. Then Taya go for something else, or like even Ecclesia could tag out into a copy of Long Young here. So we're gonna go for a copy of Dragite. Then we're gonna go Long Young Pitch the Adhara here, summon itself out. Then we can go into a copy of most likely a Baron here. Yeah, we're summon Baron. We're going to burn for 12. We can also pop the back row if we wanted to. Chances are we're probably going to pop the back row because then we can just attack over the Sea Kraken, and then we can activate the effect, and we can just negate it with the Baron. But there could be a possibility we just actually destroy it then because we don't want to we want to deal some more damage, and we have Dragite for the back row. But if they have Nib in hand, it would be quite problematic for us. And they do take a second to read the spawn. That's what would be summoned off of the copy of Kragan. You know, it kind of just like loops itself, really. And summons 2 of them. So then you just summon back. And like it's a cool little loop, like a resource management loop. Just don't know really how good it necessarily is in this like format. Like it does summon a lot of bodies, but like a lot of times like the bodies aren't going to do very much for us. So they're just explaining how it works here. Baron's going to attempt to pop it here, okay. And they're going to activate the effect. They're going to Baron negate that. And do we have anything else to play through it, though? We're going to go Battle Phase, attack for 3, and attack for, I believe it's 28. I'm not even sure what Dragite is anymore. We still have the negate because we have the water in Graveyard, which is the copy of Moye. I'm just going to pass turn on this. They have a Nib in the hand as well with a Taya. Okay. So we do a follow-up for the next turn. I think it's also Soul Horns in the hand as well, but we're going to go Standby Phase, Ecclesia being summoned out with that copy of the Baron. Here, we don't really need anything. We're going to be summoning out the Shark once again here. And do we have another form of extender is the question. I'm not quite sure what that back row could be, but we're going to be going Abyss Shark once again. Summoning itself out. We have 2 spells in the hand, as well as the angle, like a Sea Needle, which can summon itself out. We now have achieved 3 level 4s on the field. We probably won't go for another like number 4 again. There could be a possibility we do, because then we could summon back 2 monsters when the whatever gets destroyed, when the stealths get destroyed. So we're going to go for a Bahamut Shark. Bahamut Shark can activate its effects, detaching here to summon out a Totally Awesome, which is going to be a nice little negate. It can also add back the cards, which is really good for your resource game. Especially if you start like playing like the Tuna, and you can add back the Tuna and stuff like that. Just quite nice. Then when you're putting the Fortress, XYZ Fortress over the copy of the Bahamut Shark, which is really, really nice because it makes it so that we can attack. We're going to activate the effect here, and it's going to let us search for the XYZ full armor. Just going to be able to like set up our board to start sucking our opponent's monsters, which is really good in this format, especially when it does not destroy. You know, being able to attach it underneath it is quite powerful. And the games like attack and stuff like that. Gonna be really good like when you're playing at like Flamberge. If you put it underneath it, then it won't get the effect when it's into the graveyard. You can also like attach a princess, and then princess can't really touch the graveyard either, which is pretty nice. As long as you keep it on the field. We're going to activate the full armor XYZ targeting. And this is most likely going to be hit with a Dragite, but we can Toad negate this if we wanted to, which we are going to be doing. So I'm going to be taking that, setting it, and we will be able to equip. And Toad's going to be adding back that Sea Nettle or whatever needle. We then can normal summon it out. You know, we have not normaled. And then we can go for another rank 4. Could be another copy of the Bahamut Shark here. But we're going to be seeing a nib on this summon there. Quite powerful. And they're going to be counting the stats. Here, pretty big token to be honest, but there's going to be put in defense position because it obviously does not want to be attacked, and you don't want to lose your nib. And we are left down to 1 card, or 2 cards in the hand, okay. And we have a Taya, so we still have follow-up, we still have 1 set, and then we have lost our normal summon, and we have 2 other cards. One of them being a Trap, which is Full Armor Master, or Full Armor XYZ, which is not going to do anything here. So we do have the talents, and talents will be able to rip the hand. Oh, it was a Droll that they had, okay. So they now are on top deck. They lost their Taya. That is unfortunate. I thought it was a copy of the Super Heavy Samurai card or the Adhara, but it ends up not being. But we drew a Wakashi for turn. That is crazy here. Wakashi effects can activate. Being able to place the copy of Big Benki. Big Benki's going to be able to search for the Soul Horns, and we are in it to win it now. Soul Horns attached, and we're going to go for a copy of the Denglong, and at this point, we are just in it. Wow. Talk about a top deck. Top deck Wakashi. That's crazy. There are no droplets here, sending probably the Trap. Yeah, sending the Trap to negate the Denglong. Then we're going to be putting the Wakashi back in the Spell and Trap card zone. So our turn is very, very shut off by that copy of droplets. we're going to Denglong send for cost, sending the copy of Adhara here, or Ashuna here. We do have the Adhara in the graveyard already. We're going to battle phase attack into our copy of Dragite, making sure they can't flip this face up. And they're going to go pass turn on that. Not very much they have, but like even looking in the graveyard of the Shark player here, we don't have anything for us either. We have to find a way to stop the Denglong from the follow-up turn. Like, a lot of normal summons is quite good in this deck. Like, if we see any of the copies of our Tennies, we're most likely chilling here. If we see another copy of Wakashi, we're fine. If we see another copy of Moe, it's not the greatest. If we see... But, like, whatever we... I guess... Man, I don't even know what you do here. I guess there's a lot of dead draws in both players' hands. So you're going to be able to put the token in attack position. It is very big, like we mentioned earlier. But both decks kind of need multiple cards to combo here. If we do see the Swordsoul player end up like drawing into a copy of the Taya, then that's just going to be absolutely disgusting. But we're going to battle into the Nib. And then just pass turn on that. It doesn't look like there is a card that we drew that's playable here. Now that Nib token will be able to destroy that Denglong afterwards here. So it looks like we might just be passing on that. So we do just pass on it. They draw for turn. We'll be able to play through these two cards now. You know, 2 water extenders are quite good. Now we're going to go Nib token attack into the Denglong. Denglong will activate its effects here, which can let us summon out a copy of the Dark. You know, having another body on the field is quite nice. Doesn't really do very much for us, but it is a body. We draw for turn here. And do we have a play? They did set a card, maybe another copy of Forbidden Droplets here. But no, they just pass here and they draw into a Buzzsaw Shark. Buzz Shark's going to activate its effects. And that's going to be able to let us summon out a copy of Leafish from the deck here. And the Sharks are on a roll. They're going to chunk up their opponents. And that's just going to be it. Can't see Swordsoul coming back unless we drew into a Nib. Like this is summon number 2. But we probably are going to be playing around that, going for, the Abyss Shark, and then Abyss Shark summoning out the Toad is summon number 4 here. And then we can banish to put back. Then we're going to be summoning number 5 by putting the XYZ Armor Master that we put back to the extra deck. And then we're going to drop that on the copy of our Shark here. But it is going to be kind of difficult for us to play through this. Like, you want to play safely? We're going to go Gamma Seal over it. Okay. Interestingly enough. And then we are going to banish the full armor for Toad in the spell and trap card zone. We do have the Nibiru here. And we are going to Toad negate. And then they will take the copy of the Nib. And we're going to get double Toad effect, which is going to be adding back. I think this is probably the end of the game here. Because Toad add back twice, and then we get have just infinite combo lines. Because we just have whatever we really want. But they do have 3 cards in the hand here. Now they just scoop it up. They have Nib again. Wow. Nib and Motorbike, not good draws at all. We needed like Mogi and a worm. We needed a worm. We needed just like anything. Because if we had it, like let's say I ended up drawing a copy of any of the tennies, we would have just not activated the effect, summon out the dark one. Then we would have summoned out a Tenyi. Then we could have linked it with the Tenyi. We had Astronaut as well as Adhara, so you can banish, summon out the Vishuddha, add back, or summon out the Adhara, add back, summon it out. Have actually lines that you could play, but just quite unfortunate there that we ended up drawing into those like combo pieces that we do need in the deck. Like Motorbike is quite a powerful card. Getting in those copies, like we saw the crazy top deck, which was the Wakashi there, and then they were not rewarded after that. They kind of lost their luck, which does happen. The game is a game of variance, which is quite prominent in the game. Obviously you can build your deck to the best abilities, but there is going to be some games where you just cannot win. You can't win them all. But we are going to be moving on into game number 2 here with the Swordsoul deck. Going to choose to go first. Maybe having multiple lines here. I do see a copy of Longyong in the hand. So we're going to start off with a Longyong, pitching the Ashina with the token. Then we're going to be summoning out a copy of the Baron, protecting our rest of our summons here, and burning for 12. We then activate a Wakashi. Wakashi summon itself out. That's going to be putting the Big Benki onto the field, and then Big Benki can search for the Soul Horns as well. So we did see in the game 1, they had the copy of Gamma Seal alongside the Forbidden Droplets. So maybe we just don't think they're playing those hand traps and just focusing more on the board breakers. We're going to see them go for Denglong. They're going to add the Fire here. The Fire is normally the target you want to discard with the Longyong, but if you go first, you can discard the copy of like Ashna as well as pretty good. And I think you can also like Pendulum Summon it anyways, which is fine. We're going to dump the copy of Taya with the Denglong, which can be brought back later with a copy of Baxia most likely. We then Pendulum Summon. Unfortunately, we drew into the dark. We're going to go for a copy of the Baxia. And then Baxia can target the copy of the Wakashi to summon back the Taya. Taya effect banishing the Longyong. Summon the token here, and then we're going to go with the copy of the Vessel. And that's going to dump us a Mogi as well as add the copy of Adhara to the hand here. So no hand, we know everything in our hand there. So there's not going to be any like hand trap surprises, unfortunately. But where do they go here? They could go for a copy of another Baxia, summon back out. But it's not going to do very much. They can go for... I wonder if there's a way they can lock. No, because they're not playing any Water Yangzing. They're playing the Fire one, though, so they could like Fire Lock, which is pretty cool. There's no really point of Dark Locking, so I guess you would just go for a Qizhao line. Qizhao. Dump, like let's say dump like the Ashina maybe, or the Vishuddha maybe. So you have all the Tenyus in rotation and stuff like that. You have all the Yangs in your deck. No, going for another copy of the Baxia. Interestingly, we put it in the extra monster zone as well. Then we're going to dump the copy of the Adhara. Then we destroy the Big Benki to summon out the Mogi with a token here. So this is going to let us go into the copy of the Qizhao. We banish the Adhara to add back a Longyong. Then we go for a copy of the Sinister. Okay. And that's going to let us go for now a copy of the We get to draw 2 cards and search here. I know we're not playing Blackout. Oh, we are playing Blackout again. Okay. We should now summon out a token. Then we can go for a 12. Going for the Super Heavy Samurai guy. The big whatever. And then we're going to be linking away 2 into a copy of the Shaman by summoning out that copy. Then we can activate the effect. Sending the Astronaut to summon out a copy of our Shijao here. Or going for the... What is going on? Going for the copy of Crimson Dragon, okay. And passing, this is a 12. So we set 1, set 2, so then we're going to be targeting to bounce back. Going in for Calamities. We Calamity locked once again here. Okay. And we still have the Baron on the field as well. We get that Super Heavy Samurai dude, and we just scoop it up there. Wow. We also have a emergency as well as a copy of Longyong for follow-up. That's pretty crazy. You know, it was cool that we banished the Blackout. I thought we stopped playing it, but I guess it's back in our deck. What's cool is that you can like banish it to put a token on the field, but you can also add that to the hand instead too. So like instead of maybe going for a copy of like we saw the turn skip, we could have added it to hand, and then we would have had like a Chijao, Blackout, Longyong, and Sinister on the field, and like you're getting like a burn 12. So you can bring like 24 plus the 12 you've already burned. You have a Blackout. You have a Omni Negate as well as a Veiler, which is a pretty nice. You know, having to banish 2 cards, burning for 36 total, and having a Negate as well as a Veiler plus a pop 2 is just disgusting. I don't think there's any really combo that can beat that. But I also suppose there's nothing that can beat a turn skip either. You know, you can't activate any effects on the field. Pretty nice. So we are moving on into the game number 3. Sharks will be able to go first, which is pretty nice for them. They will be able to set up exactly what they really want to, which is pretty disgusting, you know, having like control over it. If we see like a double-toed field once again, that could just be turn ending for Super Heavy Samurai, Swordsoul. I don't know if they have any cards that can beat that kind of board. We're going to start off with a Foolish Burial Goods, who's going to be sending a copy of Ice Barrier. This is going to be a card that is played in this deck. It searches for waters, which is pretty cool. It's not the greatest draw, but whatever. We're going to go Lifeless, Summon. And it's also crazy how this deck has like just been built over the years. Like there's just so many cards that are just piled into this deck. It's not like, you know, with the Snake Eye deck, it's just like, okay, yeah, we have like 3 sets with the Snake Eye cards that like just progressively made it more powerful. These cards have been out for a long time. Like the Silent Angler has been out for probably 5-6 years now. Lifeless Fish came out of the Etco set, and like people were like, "Oh, Shark's gonna be good now. You can play water again." And then Abyss Shark came out, like people were like, "You can play water again." And that's probably the newest brand of support they've gotten. But even like when we got the water, like number 4 here that just got summoned, it was like a very popular deck that like people were saying, "Oh, it's gonna be good." I just didn't do anything. And then we see like XYZ Memoria that just got summoned there as well, being able to summon up more bodies. It didn't do anything for like the years. I think XYZ Memoria has been out for like 10 years now. But we're going to go for the Abyss, not the Abyss Shark. We're going to go for the Toad Summoner here. Then we're going to slap down a copy of XYZ Armor, which can search us for the cards. We then place the Absolute Zero guy, or the 101 Absolute Zero, on, which is pretty nice, you know, being able to blow up some cards. Then we're going to activate the Ice Barrier to search. And that's going to dump us the copy of the Abyss Shark, and we get to add back. We also see a Forbidden Droplets in their hand too. We're going to add back the Silent Angler, which can then special himself out, you know, but now we cannot special summon out any more monsters from our hand. But it does not matter. We can go for another copy of the Shark Dude, which can summon out another Toad. So now we have a double Toad here, and a nice little combo of the Sea Kraken, setting 2 cards and passing on that. Pretty nice combo, you know, having 2 Omni-Nates, and they just scoop it up here rather than they just have a handful of Swordsoul cards. That is quite unfortunate. You know, they have Big Benki, Emergency, and Moyi, and then Long Young. They have 2 rips. They have 2 negates and a pop, which is pretty nice, and then also a suck alongside that XYZ armor. But we're going to be seeing Shark end up taking the game 3 there. Very unfortunate, but hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you guys want to see more content like this, let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to stay safe